So I am here with Lydia Criss. How you doing, Lydia?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
How are you enjoying RockCon so far?
I'm having a good time. You know, it's interesting. I'm dying to go into the other rooms, but I have to stay at my table for a while.
Now, did you get to check out any of the performances?
I didn't yet, but I'm going to actually tomorrow, I think, is the ones I want to see.
Is there anyone that you're very excited about?
Well, I know Pepe Castro, and I know Gene Cornish, and a few of the other people, but I'm looking forward to seeing them, yeah.
And now you were very involved with the early days of Kiss. You made some of their costumes, I heard?
How did you know that?
I did my research, Lydia. I know all about you.
Well, I made my Peter's costume. Some of the T-shirts with the Kiss, the glitter on them, and then my mother would make jackets for Peter, and then I would make the pants. So I think I made a shirt for Gene once, but it was only in the very early days, and I also helped Gene put his makeup on once.
You know, that was my next question, was if you ever had any creative input into the designing of the makeup.
It wasn't creative. It was it was just very feminine looking, you know, and it was way before the white face.
Well, you know, it's good. It's good for rock bands to have that feminine input, because to put on makeup and appeal to girls, you know, that's no easy task. So, you know, I think. Oh, that's an excellent question. So, how long does it take to put on the Kiss makeup?
I'd say about an hour.
Wow, I don't even take that long.
Yeah, I know, I don't either. But they do it themselves. Sure, they do. They all do their own makeup. Yeah.
So the guys at Kiss are keeping it real, they're keeping it street, they're keeping it cred, doing their own makeup. Gotta love it.
Yep.
Oh, Lydia, we must ask you about a certain song, Beth, which you inspired.
Yeah. Peter wrote the song, and it was actually written for somebody in one of his other bands, the wife of his guitar player. And it was written as a not so nice song. And her name was Rebecca, so it was Beck. It was actually called Beck. And he never did anything with the song. And then eventually, when Kiss, was doing the Destroyer album, they asked him for, if he had anything, and he presented it to them. And they were kind of hesitant because it was a ballad, and they really said, we don't know about that. And then they finally, they decided to do it, and they couldn't call it Beck because of Jeff Beck. So they said, so I had suggested Beth. And then I also wrote a line in the song, but they wouldn't let me go down while they were recording it. And I used to go to the recording studio all the time. And so they said, stay home, and when we're finished, we'll call you down. When they were finished, they called me down, they sat me on a stool, put the headphones on me, and all 5 of them, which is Kiss and Bob Ezrin, the producer. And they just, they said, as the tears are running down my face, they said, what do you think of the song at the end? And I said, well, it should have been called Lydia.
and which line did you write?
You say you feel so empty that a house is not a home. Because for 6 years, I paid all the bills, and I supported Peter. So he wanted me to stop working, and I stopped working, I think it was the day after my birthday in 1975, and then they told me just get out of Brooklyn and move to Manhattan. So I moved into Manhattan, and then they took care of the bills from then on, and I felt really empty after, having control of everything. I'm a Scorpio, so I'm a control freak.
Yeah, when did you? I heard you got a People's Choice Award from Dick Van Dyke.
1976 award, but it was given out in '77. It was the 3rd annual People's Choice Awards, and Goldie Hawn gave me the award, and Dick Van Dyke announced me. We both had the award. Well, actually, Farrah Fawcett was wearing the same dress in white. I had it on in black, and Goldie had it on in silver.
Nice. So, you guys could have been a girl group.
Yeah, I know. And the funniest thing is, it was a dress with no, just like strapless. I'm constantly both picking up our dresses. Goldie goes, I know what you mean, and Goldie goes, nice dress.
I know how that goes. Well, Lydia, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
This is Lydia Criss.
Okay, thank you.